Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast, presents episode 454. Get your update, recorded live on December 4th, 2014. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I'm your host, Duststorm.
I'm your other host, Haas.
And this week we are back after a week hiatus, taking off for American Thanksgiving. It's a little holiday that we have in the States for those that are overseas. And it was a well-deserved break, I think. Hopefully everyone got their fair share of turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and all that good stuff. For me, I actually made turkey for the first time ever, and it came out really good, surprisingly. No one got food poisoning. Everything was nice and juicy, and all the aromatics made it just that much better. So I'm continuing my legacy as being quite the small group chef for my church, which is kind of cool. But aside from that, not much from the Halo front's been going on. It's kind of been a quiet couple of weeks, other than the constant updates that we're getting with the Master Chief Collection and all the fixes that 343 is trying to put in place to get the game working the way that it needs to be working. But for the most part, we're just kind of going week to week as we get updates. And another update got released today, which is still being reported as people are seeing improvements. It seems like more and more people are seeing improvements with every update that they're getting, but there's also a small population of players that also seem to get a negative effect. So they're still trying to iron out all the kinks with the Master Chief Collection, which is unfortunate. But at this point, we're just kind of waiting to see when they finally get it all working and stable, when that's going to be. I have a feeling it's not going to be until after the Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer beta, or it's going to be right up to that point where everything is finally kind of ironed out, because from what I've seen, there's still a lot of stability issues, lots of matchmaking party issues and all that stuff. I don't know what you've seen, Haas, but from the Twitter response, from what I've seen, it seems like overall there's a improvement, but there still seems to be a lot of headache going on with the game.
I've had a lot better luck the last two nights. I actually got 7 or 8 games in a row with even teams and found the matches within a minute last night, when I don't know if there was another update today or what, but I had pretty good luck. And then today it's been kind of buggy. Like the backdrop for the user interface will go black, and then the game will crash shortly thereafter. That's a new bug for me. I don't know if something in the new update did that, but the matchmaking side, I'm definitely seeing improvements. But you still run into those still unbalanced teams or those longer wait times from time to time, but it's definitely an improvement.
Gotcha. I know that before the update hit, I guess it was actually technically yesterday from this recording when the update hit, but before the update, Bio and I still can't connect straight to each other trying to do a campaign or match or custom lobby. We have to connect through other people before we can connect to each other. So hopefully they'll get that fixed at some point. For me, whenever that happens, the game is doing really well.
Yeah.
If we can get connected just from Annapolis down to Florida, that'd be nice. You know, same coast and everything.
Yeah, I actually connected to him with ease today, and I've never had that luck before. So I'm definitely happier. I know a lot of people aren't, but I'm connecting to people. Sometimes the lobbies crash, but as long as I'm able to get games and lobbies are able to come together now, I'm happy. It's still kind of a headache, though, at points in time.
It still seems that the party system is kind of buggy, too. I've seen it be a lot better, but I know when we were playing, I guess Tuesday it was, there was a lot of issues with being able to hear people in the same team, same party, and all that stuff. So yeah. I don't know if that's an Xbox issue, because I know there's been issues with the party system in the past, and I honestly don't know how the party system integrates with the Xbox service. I don't know how that architecture is really laid out, or if, because I know for the 360, all the party in-game stuff was driven by the in-game engine, versus the party on the Xbox One's all driven off of Xbox Live's party system and the backbone thereof to drive that. So I don't know if it's something with Xbox specifically that's causing those issues or if it's something with the game, but that's also kind of one of those other headaches that I've seen just from parties. And yeah, you can still get games together, and I had a bunch of fun the other night, but there's still aspects where it's like, this kind of ruins the game experience right now still.
Yeah. It's not even being able to finish a game and then start another game because your team gets split up again. Like you get one of those awesome matches where it's 50-47 or whatever, and you're like, let's do it again. Let's just do a different map. Oh, okay. We got to wait for 4 people to change back to the teams they were just on. I don't get how that happens. Just slows everything down.
Or wait for people whose games crash to relaunch their game and get back into Halo. And I don't know why, but when the game crashes, you have to wait at least 30 seconds or so before you can even start the game again.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that might be an Xbox thing, not a Halo thing. But
still, I thought one of the things for passing certification, at least on a 360, was that the game crashes cleanly. And if it's taking that long for a game to close out after crashing like that, it means that there's a lot of cleanup that the Xbox is having to do, and lots of stuff that it's trying to work on the back end and out. Maybe that is just how the VM on the Xbox handles stuff, but I've never seen it where I think I've only seen Titanfall crash maybe twice in its entirety whenever I've had it, even playing from day one. But even then, I don't think it took that long to come back up.
No, the worst experience I've had is Assassin's Creed Unity. I haven't even got to the tutorial yet.
Do what?
Yeah, so Assassin's Creed and Halo came out on the same day, right? Assassin's Creed can't even run 25 frames per second consistently, and they've been sending out patches too. It was just a bad week of releases, but I know I can launch it now, but I just haven't wanted to go play Assassin's Creed. But yeah, that game, I've had a worse experience with that than I did Halo.
Gotcha. And I've been hearing from other people and across Twitter that Xbox 360 had some similar woes like this too during its initial launch as well, with games crashing and not being stable. So if that's the case, because I wasn't around when the 360 launched, I don't know if there's anyone in the chat or if you had 360 when it launched either, but if that's the case, it just sucks to see that all these AAA titles are coming out with so many issues, and that there's such a huge learning curve to adapting to the oddities of the Xbox One. And I don't know if it's just something that Microsoft didn't get the consoles out in time, and I know there's been some issues with the PlayStation 4 that I've heard, but I don't have a PlayStation 4, so I don't know if they're as extreme as they are on the Xbox One or not. But as far as just issues with games, to see this many issues, you would think it just doesn't do well for Microsoft. And I have some investments in Microsoft stocks, and I've just seen it kind of go down over the last 3 weeks. I'm like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
That they're taking this bad a hit. And you could see that after the release of the Master Chief Collection, Microsoft stock just dropped.
Mm-hmm. That was their big shot.
Yeah. And to see it with this many issues, and I think this is more issues than Titanfall had, to be perfectly honest. And it sounds like AC Unity is having way more issues, which is unfortunate and all the same. But you would think for Microsoft's flagship game that they would have had enough development and enough resources to adequately test it. And I know that Bonnie released a statement saying that there was stuff that didn't come up in testing that cropped up in production, but I'm sitting back here thinking, surely through the testing there wouldn't have been this many issues, or if there are, why is the difference between a test environment for developing games so much different than production, than the actual live system?
Yep.
So, and that's not just something that it sounds like 343 is taking brunt for. It sounds like a lot of the game developers for the Xbox One are seeing a lot of issues come up when it comes to these games, and even just on the Xbox Live platform. So it sucks to see that Microsoft's taking the huge hit on it, but at the same time, you can't really expect much else when everything is going this badly.
And it's really unfortunate because, people like Frank O'Connor, they wanted this to be kind of the makeup for Halo 4 because not everybody loved Halo 4. I know there's people that did. And then it just, everything is falling. Like it's like trying to grab sand and hold it in your hands. You can't hold that much. And it's just slipping between their fingers. And you just see it. Any community you go to, I can't go anywhere without seeing negativity.
I think ours is relatively unnegative. And Ready Up Live is a pretty good place too, actually.
Yeah, everybody's passionate, and it's,
it's hard.
Yeah.
It sucks to see it, especially with the franchise that we hold so dearly, especially for being a franchise that's been around now for over 15 years, and something that for us as a podcast, we're coming up on 10 years of being a show as well. So just to see all the issues that Halo's having, it's one of those things where I hope it doesn't affect it in the long run. I know the Halo 5 multiplayer beta is going to have some big effect on the future of Halo, which is good. I think being able to get all that feedback is something that 343 is going to benefit from greatly. But if there's these same kind of issues that come out with more than because the Xbox has been out for a year now, and the fact that there's still this many issues with games that are releasing on the platform doesn't bode well for the future of the platform itself. And for Halo 5, with a meh adaptation of Halo 4 and what just happened to be a crappy launch for the Master Chief Collection, there was a very slim window for 343 to nail it and bring Halo back for the majority of Halo fans.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting. It's a beta that we are getting later this month.
Yep.
But people aren't going to look at this like a beta. This 343's really biggest shot they have for another year and a half to make Halo a name that has some oomph behind it. Really, I really hope the beta goes off without a hitch, because I don't know how many more blows to the head the franchise can take.
Well, the beta itself is definitely going to have a lot of people providing feedback of all kinds. I can just tell you that right now from knowing a bunch of different communities out there, that there are quite a bit of the vocal minority that are not going to like the changes, and it's going to be a matter of whether they're open to changes in the franchise or not. There's lots of things that I know I personally don't like, and I've voiced my reasons and concerns back to 343 about it, since I got to have hands-on with the beta already. But from just seeing some of the stuff that's already in there, and knowing how people have responded to some of the things like the thruster pack, like the clamber, and all that stuff, gamers are stubborn. They don't like change. And there's going to be a lot of negative feedback, but there's also going to be a lot of constructive feedback. And while it may look like when the beta comes around that there's a possibility of a lot of negativity for it, I think 343 is going to be able to use that and hopefully produce a game that everyone can be on board with. And it's going to be finicky, because something with video games as the industry kind of goes along is you have to have something that is new to the franchise. You just can't be rehashing the same thing over and over again, which Call of Duty did with Modern Warfare, and it just got dull and boring. And you ask any person that plays Call of Duty a lot and other first-person shooters, and they'll say that, yeah, Call of Duty is just a rehash over and over again, and it's what gamers wanted. But I think for a studio like 343, who's looking to innovate on the genre and looking to really push Halo towards new things, there's going to have to be changes to the sandbox. And it's just a matter of, I think, are those changes competitive in nature? Are those changes balanced? Do they fit within the lore of the universe and all that stuff?
Yeah, my interest in the Halo 5 beta is pretty high. I've been watching a lot of the gameplays. I've been reading what people are saying about it. And then you read the people that haven't played it and all they've done is watched it. And somehow you can formulate an opinion on just watching something. Not a movie. This is something you control. And everybody that's played it, they said at first there's kind of like this weird adjustment period. But then once you kind of get eased into it, you start realizing, hey, this feels like Halo. Okay, there's a few things I don't like you just said. But hey, let me give you constructive feedback on, hey, this doesn't work because this reason, not your game sucks because there's jetpacks and there's sprint. And I really hope the people that can give the feedback that's productive, those people outvoice the people that are sprint ruins video games. Sprint doesn't ruin video games. It's just a different way to adapt your game to the future. It really, every first person shooter is sprint now.
Every single one.
I can't, Halo 2 Anniversary is the only one that has come out on a new engine that does not have sprints that I can remember. Alien Isolation has sprint, and you can't even shoot in that game.
So think of some of the other things though. Jetpack, not jetpack, thruster packs in there, which was generally accepted by a lot of people as something that was kind of balanced out there, but its current implementation, you can kind of abuse it right now, which is one thing. There's some other things in there like the in-game feedback with the other Spartans saying stuff. I know from people that played it, that's something that is interesting and it's a cool idea to really get new players into Halo, but it's something that veteran players are going to want to turn off. So hopefully that's something that they take as feedback to make that an option to where you can turn that off. And constructive feedback is the best form of feedback that's going to be able to really help benefit and really help push the game in the direction that we as fans want. So anyone that is really and truly cares about the franchise is going to provide constructive feedback. They're not going to whine. They're not going to complain. They're going to formulate opinions. They're going to formulate their ideas on why they think certain things don't work, and they're going to provide constructive feedback. If you're one of those people that are out there that are just whining and complaining about this sucks and this doesn't work, why are you doing this to Halo, then you're not a fan that's really passionate about the game and the success of the franchise or care about the studio, and B, you're not contributing to anything. You're just whining and complaining, and that does absolutely nothing. So if you're going to give any feedback at all, give constructive criticism, formulate your own reasons, be smart about it, and give 343 the info they're looking for, because honestly, for this beta, that's the reason why they have it so early, is so they can take all the feedback that they can get their hands on and really formulate this in such a way that they can make an experience that the fans want. And if you think about it, developers are in there to make a game that they want to play. The fact that they're coming out with the beta this early and the fact that they care so much about what the fans think about the game is so unique and distinct when it comes to studios of this caliber. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of the fact that you can directly impact the future of a franchise that you enjoy playing. Take advantage of the ability to go in there to stress test the heck out of this, to find the bugs, to find the issues with the game, to find the balance quirks, to come up with new and interesting ideas that 343 can take back and innovate and implement into the future of Halo. That's something that no other studio has done on the console platform.
No.
So
there's so much time to fix things or adjust to what we expect and hope out of the Halo franchise. I think having this beta this early is so awesome. Like you said, they really do care about what people are going to think about their games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So whenever you play the game, just sit back, draw everything that you can take from your experiences. There's going to be plenty of maps, plenty of weapons, plenty of the time with the abilities that you're going to be able to kind of get used to, and get a feel for it, develop an opinion, and get your feedback back to them. The best way, they said, to get their feedback is through their forums. So I know the forums is kind of dreadful place right now, especially with the launch of the Master Chief Collection, but that's where they're going to be taking a lot of their feedback. So if you haven't been over the Waypoint forums yet, Might go over there, just get a little acquainted with it, and then when it comes time for the beta to come around, make sure that you have your notes all written down and give it back to them, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for as much
people
feedback.
reading that. It's not feedback that's falling on deaf ears either.
No, it's definitely not. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, during the launch party, within an hour of the game being live, there were people that were there in Hollywood that were touching back to the studio and trying to get things working right within a freaking hour. So that's the end of my Halo 5 rant for now. Moving over to some Halo Master Chief Collection info. We've been getting, like I said before, weekly content updates with the game. They've been making backend server tweaks while they've also been making client-side tweaks. So stability for parties, making sure that achievements unlock for campaign and all that stuff. If you go and look on their website, they usually have a post kind of capturing all the high points of what they did for the update. And a lot of it is kind of vague. There's not really any technical details on when they put these updates out. They just say that there's a change that makes sure that there's a minimum player count for matchmaking at the start. There's a change that's been made to make sure parties stay intact and all that stuff. So for me personally, it's kind of a waste of space because it doesn't really tell me anything. But there are a few things that they've kind of come out and at least they're trying to get a good, or they're trying to say a little bit of what's trying to be changed and all that stuff. And overall, it's just stability issues that they're addressing. All the bugs that you've seen out there with the parties, with the game crashing, with everything with the parties, lobbies, matchmaking, team balancing, make sure teams stay together, all that stuff is just something that they're constantly working on. And I think the latest update was like 100 megs. So either they're really honing in on the issue and there's not much stuff to update anymore, or they're still trying to find out what the bigger issues are. So I'm not exactly sure on that.
I hope they're honing in.
I hope so too. This has gone on a long time, and I know there's a lot of people that are frustrated as heck, and they are wanting to be, I think almost done with Halo at this point, just because of the state that the game is in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, as a gamer, it's kind of nice because I can kind of touch on this backlog of games. As a Halo fan, I just want to play Halo. I don't want to touch this backlog of games. There's a reason why Halo is the one I always tee off every time I open my Xbox.
You actually open your Xbox?
Open the disk drive. How about that?
There is no opening of disk drives on the Xbox One.
Eject.
I'm just playing with you.
All good.
So, like I said, with a little bit earlier, Bonnie actually put up an update last week before Thanksgiving, and that's when they said that there was some stuff within their internal testing that they didn't see, or they didn't foresee happening when they released the game. And they're, of course, working around the clock to resolve the issues, literally around the clock. They have teams constantly working on this thing. And it was basically a public apology for the state of the Master Chief Collection, and that they're trying their best to make it right. And while it's all good that they're coming out with this, like at least being vocal and being open with the community, I personally would love to see a little more kind of the technical details of why certain things aren't working. But I know they'll never release that stuff because it's kind of internal proprietary, but that would put me more at ease instead of just seeing, hey, we've made updates to this general category and this general category. Just from me personally. But at least they recognize that the game came out in a state that wasn't where they wanted it to be, that they understand that fans are upset and that we deserve more than what we got, and they're trying to fix it. And I know for a lot of people that doesn't fly. There's, I think, more people vocally frustrated about the game than there are people that are kind of waiting it out. And I'm hoping that not too long that this game will come up. And it's a game that, I mean, me, Bio, and Godzilla were talking about trying to nail out campaign within the first 2 weeks of the game and go for getting all the achievements within the first 3 months, and now it's like I don't really care at this point because we can't get into full lobbies like that, and it's just there's been so many issues where it doesn't even feel like that's even something feasible right now.
No.
I mean, I'm still waiting to play through Halo 2, Halo 2 Anniversary campaign with one of you guys because I've been trying to do it bio and we haven't been able to connect, and you've been limited availability, I've been limited availability, so the only campaign I've completed all the way through right now is Halo 1.
Yeah, I have half of Halo 1 and half of Halo 2 done. I just gotta finish them.
So, it's an unfortunate state that Halo's in right now. And there is not much left in the life preservers of this game, of this franchise. The air is leaking out, and it's leaking out fast.
And every update that doesn't fix a game to perfection, that opens up a little pinprick in the raft somewhere.
And I don't even know if when the game finally gets balanced out, gets bugged out, and all that stuff, if people are going to come back to it. At this point, it feels like there's a lot of people that have just given up, that it's going to be who knows how long before Halo gets their act together, or 343 gets their act together. So this is almost a month out. I mean, next week will be a month after the release of the game. And I know that it's difficult to try to get all that stuff fixed with how many issues that there are with the game, but a month out after the game's release and all these issues still, similar to how Halo 4 had issues months after its release, does not bode well with people trusting 343 with this franchise. Now, the silver lining to that, which I think people tend to forget, is right now we could have no Halo or keep on playing Halo Reach, or we have 343 at least trying to come up with new content for Halo. And which of those two situations would you rather have? Would you rather have the end of the franchise with Halo Reach and nothing new coming out? Or do you want to at least see someone trying to carry the legacy of the franchise forward?
You got to carry it on. Too many people are passionate about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, we have a podcast that's almost been running for 10 years talking about it. And it's not to say that as fans we don't deserve a certain amount of quality when it comes to the franchise that we love. Because in a way we do, but in a way it's the developer's game. It's not our game. We don't determine how the game is designed. We're not there in the studio designing it. We don't have a financial interest in the production of a game. We don't invest towards the game. We don't put money towards it. We are consumers of an end product. And if you don't like the end product, then you speak with your wallet, you get a refund on your game, and that speaks volumes to the business folks at 343 and Microsoft. They're like, oh crap, we screwed up. And that means hopefully next time they'll make sure, even more than they did with this, that the game actually works before releasing it. And speaking with your wallet's a perfectly viable option. It's not something that's demoralizing or something that just screams out that your product blows and that you don't deserve it. It's something that this product does not live up to the quality of standards that I expect for the game, thus I am not going to take it. And plenty of people have done that. And speak with your wallet. That's one other effective means that is going to impact the way that, this isn't just for Halo, this is for all developers. If there's a game out there that you don't like the end result, take it back. Get a refund for it. If it's not something you enjoy, then it's not worth paying the money for it. So, let's see. Aside from that, there has been a little bit of announcements regarding the Halo Championship Series. Earlier this week, Bravo posted the official first season, the start of which begins this weekend with the ESL online tournaments. And the first ESL Cup is happening on Sunday, December 7th. And then the first LAN event is the Iron Gaming Columbus LAN. And that, I believe, is a $15,000 tournament. I believe Golden Boy will be there, just like he mentioned when he was on our show last episode. And then the next LAN tournament is going to be UGC St. Louis, January 2nd, so the day after New Year's. and they have the online cups kind of scattered throughout the season. So whenever there's a weekend that there's not a LAN event, ESL is going to have an online tournament, and I believe each one of them. Didn't you say, Haas, that each one of those is up to $1,000?
Yeah, the weeklies are 1,000, and then sorry, I'm pulling it up. And then there's like monthly that's like 5 or 10. Sorry, I'm trying to find which tab. Okay, online weekly prize is 1,000. Then there's a gold prize pool. I don't know what gold means. Those are 5,000.
So the level of LAN events. So if there's a LAN event with a minimum prize pool of 5,000, that's a gold tier.
That's entry level pricing. And then there's platinum tournaments that offer mid-range pricing. Those go up to 10,000. And then there's a diamond. And these tournaments will feature a 20,000 minimum prize pool. And 4,000 points will be awarded to the winning team.
Right. So the way that these tiers are broken down is you have your online tier, and then you have gold, platinum, and diamond tiers. And those tiers are based off of, for LAN events, how much the prize pool is total. So it's not necessarily mean that the first place team for, say, the platinum level is going to get $10,000. That means out of the prize winning places, I guess is the best way to put that, it's a total minimum of that much. So the gold tier for LAN events that are offering at least $5,000 prize pool, that's gold tier. At least $10,000, that's the platinum tier, and at least $20,000, that's the diamond tier. So the IGN Columbus, since it's a $15,000 tournament, that means it's the platinum tier. And all these different tiers get you different HCS points. So for online, you have up to 550 points placing first place. For gold tier, you have up to 1,500 points for placing first. For platinum, it's up to 3,000 points for placing first, and then for diamond, it's up to 4,000 points for placing first. And all these HCS points are going to go into final standings at the end of the season that goes towards the season finals. So I believe it's going to be the top, it'll probably be like the top 8 teams or top 32 teams, I forget the details on that will get invited to a season final, based on how many HCS points that you have. So that's kind of important for those. And even if you can't play in LAN events, you can still get those online points. So that's something that's kind of important to note. You won't nearly get as many as you could if you went to a LAN event, but that also means that for teams that do planning on travel, you can kind of plan out which tournaments you want to go to, and you can kind of figure out how your point totals affect your overall standing that way. So that's over on Halo Waypoint, and we'll also have a link on our website here soon enough as well. That information is part of the HCS Handbook, which you can find on their site, and they made an official announcement for the Season 1 for HCS, and there's also a schedule on there as well, which we'll also link to. Pretty cool stuff. If you guys didn't get a chance to listen to episode 453, where we had Golden Boy on talking about some of the plannings behind the Championship Series and what they're doing there with the partnership with Twitch and ESL, then I recommend that you check it out. We had about a good hour conversations with him on how this how the series is going to be executed, how it's laid out, and it just sounds really cool. I do like that Halo finally has a dedicated esports league, and this is going to be something that, even with all the issues with the Master Chief Collection right now, is going to, I think, kind of foster that competitive Halo environment. That's kind of it from the official news side of things. Not much else going on. There's been lots of cool stuff happening in Nightfall, if you've been watching that. Episode 4 is out this week, so we're not going to talk about stuff right now, but either next week or the week after, we will talk about Nightfall overall and our thoughts on the series. I know for me, when I watched the first 2 episodes in Hollywood at the launch event, I was a little iffy at first, just because of some of the ways that it was presented, some of the acting I didn't quite feel right with, being in the Halo universe and all that stuff, but we'll get to that in a couple weeks, if not next week. Hopefully we'll have Certain Affinity on. I've been wanting to get them on to talk about the map designing process for the Halo 2 anniversary maps that they did for multiplayer, and also talk about some of the forging stuff that they did and the whole scripting stuff. They were supposed to be on. We had scheduled a while ago to be on a couple weeks ago, and we're just still trying to work out all the scheduling details. And with the holidays coming up, it's going to be tricky getting them on, but we'll hopefully have them on soon enough to talk about all that stuff, because I know it's something that people are really interested in, and I know people are also interested in some of the books and lore stuff. I'm still trying to read through Broken Circle. I'm about a third of the way done, and for those who are thinking about picking it up, if you want to know any more about the Covenant side of things, I recommend this a lot. I haven't gotten to the point where they are between Halo 4 and 5 yet. The book is split up into two parts. 60% of it or so is kind of based before the events of the Halo games. And then like the last 40%, which is supposed to be the kind of stuff that ties a lot of the what's going on within the Covenant between the games of 4 and 5, or kind of in the way between 3 and 5. That's supposed to be covered in that last part of the book, and I haven't gotten to that part yet. So I'm really looking forward to it, though. I'm kind of excited. Do you have Broken Circle, Haas?
No, I need to pick that up. It's on my Amazon wish list, but if somebody wants to pick it up for me and my family, that'd be great, but I'll probably just end up buying it here shortly.
For the Kilo 5 trilogy, did you read any of those?
No, I'm gonna be honest here. Not a big reader. I've just finished the second Forerunner book.
Gotcha. I'm not a big reader either. I make an exception for Halo, though, because it's Halo. Speaking of getting stuff for Christmas, though, if you guys are still looking to buy a few last-minute gifts and you're a big fan of Amazon, then make sure you use our Amazon affiliate link, and we get a little bit of kickback from that. If you go to podtacular.com/Amazon, that will link directly using our affiliate link to Amazon, and you can get a cart all prepared with all the stuff that you want to buy, and then just go through that link and then do your checkout, and all the credit that we would normally get from a purchase using the affiliate link, we will get through the Amazon affiliate program. So that if there's anything last minute that you're looking to get, then you can help out Podtacular in the process as well and go through those avenues. That'd be great. Perfect way to buy those Xbox peripherals, buy a few Xbox games that you haven't gotten or you think about picking up. There were lots of sales during Black Friday and Cyber Monday for Xbox games. That was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I had a lot of the games I already want, so can't really jump on those deals, but I have a feeling that quite a few people would have jumped on some of those already. There was the Master Chief bundle that had the game and the Xbox for $329 at Walmart on Monday. I know that much. So if anyone picked those up, let us know. There was deals on Xbox 360 games if people still have their 360s. There was deals on gold subscriptions, Microsoft, or not Microsoft points anymore, but credit cards that you could apply to your account and all that kind of stuff. And let's see, anything else going on? Not really. Still just waiting on the bugs to be fixed. That's kind of all we're waiting on right now. Nothing big going on in the community either. I know Griffball is doing their first league that's Xbox based, which is supposed to be this winter season. I don't know how long that's going to last, or if that's going to last with all the issues that we're having right now on the Master Chief Collection. I think they're doing two leagues. I think they're doing a 360 league on Halo 4, and then they're doing an Xbox One league. And I'm not sure if that's Halo 3 or Halo 4. Probably Halo 4. So I know that's going on. I'm not sure about anything else, to be perfectly honest. I've kind of been out of the loop for a little while when it comes to community stuff. And it just, right now, it's a hard point because the game that we do all of our stuff on isn't doing that solid right now. Oh yeah, and there's the Elgato HD60. So if you do any capturing or you do any streaming, then you could pick that up too. I don't know if the sale is still going on Amazon right now, but there was a sale on there where it was $129, which is about $45 off retail price than we can normally get it for. So if it's still on for that sale price, I would definitely recommend picking it up.
It's like $12 off right now.
Oh, still, that's a nice little discount. Right. Cool. I guess something else in kind of Halo community news, the Green Skull posted up an hour's worth of content that he captured from the Master Chief Collection launch party of Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer beta footage. And that's up on YouTube right now. It got picked up by Polygon, got picked up by GameSpot, IGN, a lot of those big gaming websites. So if you want an hour of unadulterated Halo 5 multiplayer beta goodness, then head over to Ready Up Live's YouTube channel and watch nearly an hour of gameplay on there. It's kind of ridiculous. He plays against a bunch of noobs.
Clearly.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. It's lots of good content up there. Yeah, and I think that's it for tonight. Really short show. Again, there's not much to talk about right now. We're still just kind of waiting on fixes to go into effect. We'll be talking about the Nightfall pretty soon. Hopefully we'll have Certain Affinity on. And of course, when the multiplayer beta is coming out, we're going to have podcasts around that. We will be having 2 more, I think. Let me check the calendar real quick. 1, 2, yeah. After today's show, we'll have 2 more shows before the end of the year. So we'll have a live recording on the 11th of December and the 18th of December. We'll be taking Christmas week off, and we will also be taking New Year's off as well. So we have 2 weeks off that we'll be taking, and then we'll jump right back into it. And shortly after that, we'll probably be having our first Master Chief Collection tournament as well. I have lots of stuff in my house, Halo related, that I have multiples of that I need to get rid of. And I figured, hey, why not do a tournament to give away some stuff? So I have Mega Blocks, I have Grunt plushies, I have some other stuff that'd be really cool to give away. And there'll be, we'll obviously have a write-up on the website and sign-ups in the forums, but hopefully by then the Master Chief Collection will be all fixed up, and we'll have a little tournament for you guys to come try to win some pretty cool prizes and stuff. If you have helped organize tournaments in the past, then I would appreciate you reaching out and getting a hold of us, and that way we can kind of get some stuff going. This is all going to be online. This isn't going to be something where you have to be anywhere. This is just going to be something simple, easy, nothing too crazy, nothing too complex. So hopefully you guys can come join us. It's probably going to be on a weekend or so. Something that makes it simple for everybody. Unfortunately, just because of shipping costs, it's probably going to be limited to North America region, so Canada and US. Sorry, everyone that's international. You're still willing to play, or sorry, you're not willing to play. I mean, you may be willing to play. You're still able to play, but you just won't win any prizes if you're overseas. But more details on that coming down the road. We're looking to line up some more guests. I've been in talks with 343 about a few ideas of getting some other kinds of people on the show as well. Hopefully we can have Certain Affinity on soon. Hopefully we can get a hold of them and actually figure out what their scheduling looks like for the end of the month up to the end of the year. And if you guys have any recommendations for people that you want to see on, then definitely let us know and we'll try to get a hold of them. And yeah, that's it for tonight. Sorry, there's not much else to talk about. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, podtacular.com, and while you're there, head on over to our forums. It's been kind of quiet lately just because there hasn't been much news to talk about, and with all the issues with the Master Chief Collection, there's just not much to share, but we're always there, willing to talk and willing to share stories with you guys there, so make sure you head on over there, podtacular.com/forums. And of course, you can check out our social media profiles, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and all that stuff. We've been doing our game nights on the Xbox 360 just because of all the party issues that the Master Chief Collection is still plagued with. Once those kind of get ironed out, and once we feel comfortable that the lobbies aren't going to crash and burn all the time, and that we know people can actually connect to us, we will move over to the Xbox One, the Master Chief Collection, and start hosting our game nights there. Hopefully that's sooner rather than later. We're really hoping. Whether or not we do that for the Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer beta is yet to be determined because we're not sure if there's going to be custom games in the beta. It doesn't sound like there is right now, but you never know. So if that is the case, we will probably be doing some game nights on the Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer beta. If not, then we'll continue with the Master Chief Collection at that time. Also, if you guys you want to share your stories for the show, then you're more than welcome to email us, submissions@podtacular.com, or you can send us a voicemail. You can call 240-200-HALO. That's 240-200-4256, and leave a Halo-related message that we will play on the show. And that's it. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in on the live stream. Thank you, everyone, for downloading and listening to us at home. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Hopefully we will have some prestigious guests on. That'd be nice. But until then, keep on fragging the bugs. Gotta get those bugs out.